Hello and welcome to From Barre to Business. My name is Nikki Bleakley. I am the founder and director of DN. So the goal of these podcasts is mainly to share experiences and thoughts on small business and things that I have been through and talk about them in a language that people can connect with. So today I wanted to touch on letting go of guilt. I know it's something that a lot of business owners experience and feel, and it can be something that you can hide and just keep like a wee secret. And I think that it's important to talk about it and to explore the possibility that we can shift that mindset. Your business is your baby, right? It's your little seedling that you've grown into a big tree over time, and you want to prune it and keep it nice and neat and tidy. But from the start, when things are smaller, generally businesses start small and they generally grow over time, right? Businesses grow to different extents and they grow at different paces, but generally they will develop. They start as a seedling and they grow into a big, branchy, fluffy, leafy tree. And when you start off, you can be at everything. You can know exactly what's going on in every area. You can be present at all times. And that's fine because you're setting the standard, you're setting the ball rolling, you're tweaking things, and you're creating something that's inside your head and you're putting it out into the world. And as time goes on and things get bigger, I know that you can experience this feeling of having to be at everything all the time, but things multiply. So if you connect that to my experience, the days and the sort of scale of what I was running became longer and wider. For example, on a weekend, there would be, on a Saturday, classes running at 4 different venues all day across like 7-8 studio spaces within those buildings, plus a party, plus a show in the evening. Then the next day on the Sunday, there was rehearsals all day, plus another parties, plus X, Y, and Z, private lessons. And I felt like I had to touch base and be and show my face at all of it. I felt like I needed to know exactly how things were running from beginning to end. I felt like I needed to make sure that the staff knew that I knew what was going on, because I felt so guilty if I didn't. And I think it all comes down to fear. I think it comes down to fear that you will be judged, that you will be judged by everybody in a different way. Do you not care? Have you got better things to do? Are you earning enough money now that you don't even need to go along to the events? That you'd rather be somewhere else? That you've lost interest in what's going on? So the fear of what people might perceive of you not being present at the events. Whereas in reality, the sort of transition from you being at everything to having people who flourish in running areas and parts of your business is something that I know that customers and whatever business you run, customers, students, actually love to see, because they build relationships and connections with others in the team. It's not all the eggs are just not in your basket. You're not having to be the leader, the teacher, the friend to everybody, the shoulder to cry on, the organizer, the planner. People have different qualities, and different customers and students link onto those qualities in different people, different members of staff. So I think that having this feeling of guilt and this fear of what people would think means that you lose your identity of why you're doing the business. I know in my experience, I got mixed up with the fact that my identity was directly linked to when people saw me at work, and that I was only worthy of running the business if I was present at everything and people could see my face. If they couldn't see my face, that I wasn't doing my job properly and I wasn't worthy of running the business. And so my identity of who I was so embedded in the business as being a presence, a physical presence. So it started to sort of damage my my well-being. I was struggling to keep my high level because I like to be like, you know, a little bit whooshy, a little bit swooshy, and that comes naturally to me to be high energy. But you can't sustain that all the time. So I was tired, I'm exhausted, I can't fit anything in for myself. And I wasn't seeing the kids enough. I felt like they didn't even know who I was sometimes. I felt like I was relying on Lindsay a lot to take like a lot of the weight at home. And so I hit a little moment. I think it was maybe about 2 years ago when we were on the side of like coming out of the craziness of opening the studio and Georgia being newborn and all that compacted together, as well as me having this feeling of I had to be there all the time. And I was like, I have to make a change. I have to change the way that my mind sees that everyone expects me to be there. And I made a decision to trust my staff, to let go of areas and let them run with it and take the reins. And you know what? I was actually holding the business back. I was the blocker. I was the plug hole, shall we say. Not the plug hole. I was the plug in the plug hole. So me taking a step back from trying to be everything and trying to control everything has actually allowed the business to flourish in ways that I didn't even realize it could. So I should have done it earlier. So now I am there when I need to be, but I choose my time and where my energy goes and where it's most needed. I do not feel bad if I'm at home with the kids having dinner and there's a million things happening in the studio. It's taken time, but I now even turn off my notifications because I was checking my phone. But now I know that if they really need me, my phone will ring, but WhatsApps, I can't see them. Their notifications are off. So it frees your mind and you're able to actually put energy into what you're doing right in that moment. But then you can also flip that guilt around of like home life. And so I know, for example, that sometimes when you have a busy mind, I've got a busy mind, I don't know if you can tell. I find it also difficult to always be present in social situations when I know that I don't want to be there. And do you know what? Now, if I don't feel like I'm in the right mindset and my mind's busy and I've got a heavy moment at work because it's like a swings and roundabouts and I want to focus and I want to drive and that's where I want to put my energy, I now don't feel bad about saying, I'm not available, I can't come. Because that's all right. What is the point in going to something if my head is not in it and I'm not going to be present? So there's like a flip side to the guilt as well, that if I want to work on a Saturday night because I'm feeling really productive and my brain's working and I know that I can really bash out some stuff, I used to think, oh, I can't work, it's a Saturday night. What would people think for me working on a Saturday night? I don't care now. If I am feeling like I want to work, I will work. If I am got a motivation to drive and push something and a really random hour and jump on my computer, so be it. It doesn't matter. And you know what? No one even can see anyway. No one can see what you're doing at home. And they also the guilt of, I used to keep it a secret that I have a cleaner at home. But now I will proudly say, yeah, I have a cleaner, because time I have at home, I work a lot of hours. And if I am at home, I don't want to be cleaning. And I'm all right with that. So it's okay to support yourself so that you have what you feel is the right balance and blend of work, home life. You just got to do what you want to do and block out and get over the fear of feeling guilty. So the most important thing is you are able to thrive in what your speciality is and where you are able to make an impact. So, grow your tree. Let those leaves flourish. For those who need to hear it, let the guilt go. Let the fear go of feeling guilty. We can do it. Well, guys, that's enough of me waffling. I shall see you soon. Speak soon. Watch out for the next podcast. Don't forget to give us a like. Don't forget to give us a share. Millions of love.